What's good, y'all? Inside the house right now, just because I don't feel like being outside just to do this. It is October, so that means it is time to start dealing with some garlic, man. This is a bunch of garlic that I've had outside, kind of just drying, that we grew last year. I just threw it up on our, I guess now drying racks in the greenhouse. But anyway, what I'm gonna do now is just start to break this stuff up, all the good pieces, all these nice big pieces, and then prepare it to go outside into the wicking beds. Throughout the years, I've done this a couple different ways. Yeah, as you can see, we got the cameos coming in. Get out of the way, Stretch. Okay, everybody get out of the way. All right, what is going on? I got one sneezing, one of them being super curious. I got this small bag. I don't even know what this small bag is gonna do. Yeah, as you can see, it's getting loud in here. So I don't know exactly how much of this I'm gonna really be able to talk about. Natural flow of things seem like you wanna be like this. So we'll put the trash in here. We'll put the other bulbs down there. I don't know what I'm saying. I've done this a couple different ways throughout the course of years, y'all, to where we will break these things up and then throw them into some compost tea and then go ahead and plant them out. I've done that whole vibe. I've done not doing that. And to be honest with you, had quite honestly better results. And it wasn't because of the compost tea that hindered anything. I just think more or less it was because of the, dude, I'm gonna make you an outdoor cat, Stretch. Ow. I think it was more because the soil just was like way too hard the year that we actually did do the compost tea. I'm not gonna do compost tea this time around, but what I am gonna do new, and I think better, is actually drop these into the wicking bed. Removing the paper, putting it into one bin. That's gonna get thrown away, mulched, whatever. Jesus. And then these are the actual cloves that we're gonna be planting. Also, I guess it's worth noting that I'm separating all the small ones. We'll eat those. And then all the bigger pieces, those are the ones I'm really searching for, or I'm going to be planning out. Dude, why do you have this toy on your back? One bag down. Still got all that to go. We're just doing some remodeling in the house, man. And we got a new sink ready to go. All that stuff's over there for the remodel. Check it out, man. Repainted everything. Put a nice pass-through in. Still got to do a little bit right here, though. But for the cooking videos and stuff, it's gonna look real cool. Don't mind the junk. Still got things to clean up. This is my stove for now. We got a new stove, everything's coming in. We're gonna be knocking all this stuff down. Some more sugarcane, Stretch on the counter for some reason. Yeah, so, boom. Putting all this stuff in, man, to make life a little bit easier. But until then, we continue regardless. All right, y'all, I guess as we sit here and I'm doing this, horrible posture, excuse me. Garlic. Garlic is one of my favorite crops to grow, dude. I'm gonna be 100 with you. I love growing garlic. You guys hear me say I love growing a lot of things. And here comes Stretch. I don't know how much of this we're gonna be able to do in here. I love growing garlic. And the main reason I like to grow garlic is just because I find that it grows well during a time when a lot of other things just don't grow that great. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. Say goodbye, Stretch. And so that's why I like to grow it. Another really good reason I like to grow garlic is because it interplants really well, man. I can grow it in between with a lot of my salad crops. And it, yeah, kind of just gets along with them. There are a few other crops that I don't grow it along with, mostly like nightshades. It's not really a good friend to grow along with nightshades. Garlic doesn't really seem to grow well with beans, so I stay away from those things. Everything else, like my leafy greens, seem to be cool growing alongside garlic, at least so far. I haven't had any problems, so I'm gonna keep it pushing. Now I know it's inevitable that somebody's gonna ask, what garlic varieties am I growing? Dude, I'll be honest with you, I don't know. Reason being is I got this garlic very late season last year from a bunch of garlic growers, or a bunch of my friends that just kind of had a little bit of garlic left. This is a garlic seed too, by the way, y'all. This is what you're gonna get when you order a garlic seed. You're not actually gonna get a seed. You're gonna get something that looks like this. A full piece of garlic. I mean, you can literally go and use this in the kitchen if you wanted to. The reason is because garlic doesn't really grow well from you know, your actual seed. It will make and form those seeds, but a lot of times it just doesn't grow as fast or as good. Kind of like a lot of things, dude. This is kind of like a tree, really. You know what I mean? You're kind of just taking layer or air layer, propagating a tree. And it's kind of the way that you kind of look at, or tomato, whatever. But that's kind of the way that you look at garlic in the same way. Yeah, I got a lot of my garlic last year from my friends. And they were just like, here you go, dude. So I'm not 100% certain as to what this is. The main thing, however, you want to be thinking about when it comes to garlic, like this one's really small here. This is a hardneck, right? There's two different varieties, or two main criteria, I should say, when you're dealing with garlic. There's a lot of different varieties, but your two biggest criteria are going to be your hardneck, which this is clearly hard. It's a real hard stem. Also, you can see this is like this little bulb is kind of going. It's kind of forming here. We'll get into all this probably later into the season. So you got your hard neck garlic, and then you got your soft neck garlic. I am in Southern California, Zone 9. Soft neck varieties are pretty much what you're going to find most of, right? That's pretty much, yeah, what you're going to see mostly around here. And the reason is because it grows better during the warmer parts of the year. It just grows better in warmer climates, I guess is what I'm trying to say. While your hardneck, where you at? Hardneck seems to grow a lot better in your cooler climates. As you can see, this is tremendously small. Now, I can't say that all my hardnecks look like this, but a lot of them do, just because of the time I grew them and the way I grew them. We grew real late in the season last year, y'all. Just to get this crop that I'm using for seed now, I started them really late in the season last year. But anyway, I got a lot. So far, this is all I got for us in the house. This is the second round, though. This is the second batch of garlic. So I've been having a lot of garlic throughout the course of the year. I haven't really needed garlic. And obviously, I'm going to have a lot of garlic to plant out. Those are the biggest differences. One's better for the cooler climate. Zone 2, you guys grow? I'm assuming you guys would grow more of a hardneck garlic than, I mean, I know you guys probably want to grow this. Anyway, with this garlic, man, this is pretty cool because I could pretty much grow this any time of the year. I'm gonna save that. I do, however, wanted to go into that cold climate. I wanted to go through a winter. That's what's gonna give it most of the forms. It's gonna give it its root structure. It's gonna give it, yeah, its ability to make, oh shit. My bad. Gives it its ability to begin and form from the individual pieces of garlic. Those are nice ones. And so, you know, you needed to go through that cold time. You could trick your garlic if you wanted to and put it inside of a paper bag and throw it inside of the refrigerator, especially if you guys plan on buying your garlic. It's October now. You might be able to find some garlic some places, y'all. I didn't even look, so I have no idea. But garlic goes fast, man. Another thing about the hardneck, if I didn't mention this, hardneck actually tastes better, or is said to taste a little bit more complex than your soft neck. But unfortunately, hardneck doesn't store as well as your soft neck. Your soft neck's gonna store right about 9 months, while your hardneck will probably, I should say 9+ months. I've been able to store garlic for some time. Hardnecks is said to store right about 6 months. Where I normally store my garlic is out in the greenhouse, on racks, you know, where a lot of air could just flow through it. No moisture, staying away from that. That's why you're drying it. A lot of people will hang it. That's cool. I've never done the braid or anything like that. I've always just kind of thrown it up on my little drying rack and let it kind of just go from there. I'll keep on plugging away at this garlic. Then I'm gonna circle back to you guys. It's like something was trying to eat this one. Look at that. Trash. I have 4 more garlic than I do time, so I am going to get to the wicking bed. All right, y'all, here we are back at the wicking bed. Flat out. We got the garlic, and here we go, man. Pretty simple and plain for me. I'm gonna be pretty much, so in between each one of my lettuce. So here's a lettuce, it's kind of like a grid, you know what I'm saying? And you got some going this way, of course, right? I have a piece of garlic here. I got a piece of garlic here. I got a piece of garlic here. And if you notice, y'all, this is right at my 6-inch mark, right? You know what I'm saying? So we're right about 6 inches apart. And what makes it cool, it makes it easier, is because each one of these heads of lettuce are 6 inches apart. So I know for the most part, I'm kind of keeping the trend, if you will. You know what I'm saying? You want that base part down, and you want the more pointed side, you want that up. I guess I'll go ahead and put that one in. You don't want to take all the skin off. You keep the skin on. Helps protect it to a certain extent. Boom. So there we go again. Oops. All right, y'all. Dude, these wicking beds are everything. Like most people will tell you, growing garlic, it's probably best suited in October, which is we are now. But like I was getting at before, y'all, here in California, zone 9, I could get away with growing garlic pretty much anytime throughout the course of the year. I just really want to make sure though I get it to the winter. All right, so spacing. These wicking beds are 4x4, growing everything 6 inches apart. I've had a lot of friends tell me that they didn't grow a nice size garlic, and they, for the most part, they grew it a bit too close. So you want to at least give it that 6 inch. Also mention probably keeping it away from just other rooting crops. By dropping your garlic inside the refrigerator, inside of a paper bag, that will kind of make your garlic feel as though you're going into a winter and begin its kind of growing process, really. However, you don't want to really go too much over a month with that, because then you can just lead to other problems. Actually, that'll be kind of counterintuitive. My best crop of garlic was when I started in August, y'all. Man, I had that was a really good crop of garlic. Unfortunately, with that crop, what I ended up doing was selling it at the market and it gained to restaurants. Man, I was just so stoked. I had so much garlic and I wasn't really paying attention. The plan was to save a lot of it like I did last year, like how I'm going into it this year. I do say unfortunately, because in the year that I sold all of that other stuff, we had a lot bigger heads, and I just knew that I was going to be able to get those again, and I just wasn't able to. That means this year we're going for at least heads about the size of something you're going to find in the supermarket. Better quality, of course, but that's kind of what we're going for. At least that's the best I got this year. Right here, man, all this green that you see right here, we reuse our microgreen compost, and sometimes all the seeds don't sprout in them as microgreens. They are sprouting now. What you're looking at is a bunch of radish. I might go ahead and let a lot of this just ride as well. Got some pea growing. Pea will pull out. It doesn't really taste, I mean, it tastes great, but it's very chewy the longer you let that variety of pea go. That's a speckled pea. Anyway, we'll keep on pushing. Radishes, after I told you it probably doesn't grow well with root crops, but the way I look at it, y'all, is that radish will be up. This radish, if I do allow it to go all the way through, it'll be up and ready to harvest. Especially when we stay in the 70-degree weather, this stuff will be ready to harvest in about a month, man. So I seriously doubt it's really gonna do much to hurt the garlic. Oh, dude, about the wicked beds, yo, I know a lot of people people see the edges here. I got you. To be honest, y'all, it's been a couple days. Actually about a cool week since I put that video up, but I wanted to show you. We already got sprouting with all the garlic. Yeah, garlic doesn't take that long to start shooting up, you know what I mean? So we got garlic all over the place. Got some in this bed as well. Some more right here. Yeah, a lot of garlic coming up, y'all. Working. Feels like there's some more right here. Gotcha. Safety first, teamwork second. Originally, y'all, this was all going to be interplanted with turmeric, and it still might be, but I think what I'm going to end up doing, y'all, I have a couple different plans for these wicking beds, man. So I think I'm going to be working on doing something that I can keep my wicking beds going, or keep turmeric growing in my wicking beds throughout the winter. And that's by insulating these wicking beds, you know? you insulate these wicking beds, I really wonder just how far you can really take things, you know what I'm saying, throughout the course of the winter. We'll get into all that later, man. Right now we're on this garlic. So with garlic, man, the thing that you really want to make sure when it comes to planting your garlic is that it's in a pretty sunny area. Right now, oddly enough, we're overcast. Fall is actually kind of hit here, y'all. But this, quite honestly, is a very sunny spot. This spot actually gets more, like it's closer to 8 hours of sun. So we're in good shape there. That's where you want with your garlic. Garlic actually likes the warmth. It doesn't necessarily like the cold. Or it's not that it doesn't like the cold, it needs the cold. So it kind of likes both, to be honest with you. What we're trying to do, especially at the beginning, is promote good green growth, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want some of this warmth. That's why you want some of the heat, is to promote good green growth. And then of course the green growth now is going to promote the size of the bulb we're going to get in our garlic. So you want some of the warmth, but the cool is really what starts to pronounce a lot of the formation and everything like that inside of the garlic, as well as the root structure. It helps out. So it kind of likes both, y'all. Speaking of microgreens, man, I got mad microgreens to do. A lot of things to do. It's all right, you're worth it. We got a lot of garlic here, man. A lot of this garlic, man, straight up, I was gonna be planting it. I still might throw some of this in a row. However, I think for the most part, we might save a lot of this and actually end up throwing it inside of our newer wicking beds. One thing, man, I will like to, actually, you know what, when I cut these things down, it's gonna be cool because I can actually work on my knees, but eventually I'll be able to bring some of these up. So I grow my garlic, man, like I was kind of getting at before, y'all, for personal use. We use a lot of garlic around here, as well as a lot of sales. So that's always a toss-up when it comes to growing out your garlic, you know what I mean? How much of it should I use? Normally or at least what I did this year, was pretty much what you just see me do right now. I grabbed the better ones, and then I put the other ones to the side. And then also what you see me doing here as well is interplanting my garlic, you know what I'm saying? This is what's going to allow you to be able, at least this, what I feel, allowed me to be able to get a lot more garlic. Utilizing garlic's ability to interplant pretty well with other things, y'all, is why I have I have garlics now, you know what I mean? And really don't run out of garlic throughout the course of the year. We have plenty of garlic just to go here the year round. Even in a small garden bed, man, do you want to have some for your family and then you want to save some for, you know, seeds for next year? Really take a look, y'all, at interplanting, man. You know what I mean? You could pretty much put garlic with anything throughout the course of the fall and winter. You know what I'm saying? It seems to be like the leafy greens. Those are the things that the garlic seem to grow well with. It doesn't seem to like I was saying before, tomatoes and stuff like that. And again, it's not that it doesn't like growing near tomatoes. It's just that you might have an adverse effect on the soil that grows your tomatoes later on. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the problem with it. That's why you want to be careful. So I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering how many heads of garlic I can actually grow in an IBC tote. Right now, the count is right about 56 per tote. So yeah, that's pretty cool, man. It seems to be, I mean, it's going to be about the same, right about 100 per full tote. So each one of these halves is getting me right about 56 all in all, because I consider two of these to be one bed, if you will. That's why they're butt up against one another. I can get about 112. Circling back to the point on the time of year that this stuff grows and why it's so cool, it's just because right now, like I was saying before, it kind of grows during a time of year a lot of other things just aren't growing. It takes up negative space. Even though we're in Southern California and I can get away with growing things pretty much all year long, all the spots in between these pieces or these heads of lettuce is negative space as far as I'm concerned. So I can now put a head of garlic inside of that space, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't using this space anyway, that's what makes garlic so beautiful to me. That's one of the best parts about growing garlic. You know what I mean? I could literally just plant it in between other crops in the negative space and know that I will still have a really nice, healthy crop of garlic later on. You know what I mean? That to me is just, that to me right there, y'all, is like a freaking, that's a win. In small space gardening, man, that's everything. Finding things to grow well in negative space, a crop like garlic, a very expensive crop, a crop that I use a lot of, a crop that, yeah, I actually can sell a lot of. Cool, y'all. Pretty much that is it. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna give this right about a cool at least 9 months. You know what I mean? It's gonna go through the winter, get the coldness that it needs. We are gonna be, for the most part, in the 70s for a long time, man, for the next month, if not more. So yeah, this stuff should start sprouting up here within the next week or so. But yeah, y'all, we are all planted out, nice and interplanted. So now we're doubling down on the amount of garlic we're doubling down on the amount of space and the amount of crop that we can actually put inside of a smaller space. You know what I mean? This bed's crazy. I got radishes growing all through here, I got garlic growing in here, and then I got my red flames growing in here, or red fire. Was it red fire? Red flames. Red fire growing in here as well. Yeah, man. Super dope. Growing garlic in a wicking bed, man. You know what, man? All in all, I am not saying that it can't be done. I don't see it done. I haven't seen it done. I'm not saying, again, that it's not been done. I'm not saying that there's not hundreds of videos out there about growing garlic inside of a wicking bed. However, whenever I tag in, on YouTube only, tag in growing garlic, nothing in wicking beds ever comes up. However, nothing in wicking beds really comes up in general. Maybe if I type in growing garlic in wicking beds. Sounds like a good title. So if you guys are still with me and you haven't done so already, think about hitting that subscribe button, hit the like button if you did like this video. Lets me know, as well as the algorithm, that you like videos like this, and they'll keep on popping me up in front of your face. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, man, garlic. I'm looking forward to this, man. These wicking beds is everything. Right now, oh yeah, we should definitely get into that. So you guys hear me saying my wicking beds, right? So these wicking beds are moist, y'all. It's like the perfect condition. It's not too moist. They're not oversaturated. At least I hope so. This is the first time, again, I've never seen anybody growing garlic inside of a wicking bed. Not saying that it can't happen. That's why I'm doing it now. I feel as though it's a great place to grow garlic. That being said, these beds do not get, just saturated in water. You know what I mean? They're just moist enough. So it's a great place for garlic. Garlic don't like to keep their feet wet, so to speak, But they do need and they do require moisture. The way I run my wicking beds, there is times within the week, I let them dry out completely. It's kind of like a flood in a drain, a flood and drain system. If you're doing with hydroponics or aquaponics, that's kind of how I look at these as well. I'll just go ahead and let them dry out completely, and then I'll re-add some more water in them, so that air and everything like that can pull through, get into the roots, and they can all, So some of the dryness that I find garlic needs, it should get in this system as well. Another question a lot of people have when it comes to garlic is, how deep should you actually plant it? I personally don't go extremely deep. I don't go very shallow. I normally go right about here. I don't know, man. I'm thinking that that's right about maybe an inch or two. At most, I'll go my whole entire thumb, but most of the time it ends up right about there, right about the depth of the garlic itself. I know I'll typically grow it right about that depth, you know what I mean? At least that's my goal. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me, man. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.